What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, if you can't tell by the title, we're hopping right back into the Bayonetta series with Bayonetta 2 for the Nintendo Switch. So I'm super excited to review this, and I know you guys have been waiting on this review. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Bayonetta 2, a sequel to a game that I absolutely love. The over-the-top action, the crazy boss fights, and an amazing soundtrack. I mean, what else could I ask for? Well, in 2014, fans of the Umber Witch finally got the long-awaited sequel, but there was one thing. It was an exclusive for Nintendo's mainline console at that time, the Wii U. Now at that time, the Wii U was not the most popular console out, and to be honest, it never really caught on with consumers. So why put this game on a console with such a low install base? Well, come to find out, if it wasn't for Nintendo, Bayonetta 2 wouldn't even exist. Despite the critical acclaim the first game had, Bayonetta did not really sell that well. Now that I think about it, it's rare that I run into anyone who has the same amount of love as I do for the character or even played the original title. I assume due to poor sales, Sega decided to shelve the project, but thanks to Nintendo, we are now reunited with our favorite witch. So back in the development chair is Platinum Games and Team Little Angels. By this time, I was very familiar with Platinum Games' work. Games like Vanquish, Metal Gear Rising, and Wonderful 101 were all games that I've grown to love. Platinum does great work with games that have that over-the-top action. So did they deliver with Bayonetta 2? Bayonetta 2 picks up shortly after the events of the first game. We start the game with Bayonetta and Enzo shopping in what seems to be New York City. Suddenly, this jet loses control, and Bayonetta quickly springs into action. During a pretty nasty fight with one of the angels, one of Bayonetta's summons turn on her. We also see Jean, but she is getting dragged into Inferno, and now Bayonetta spends half of the quest to try to rescue her while trying to find out why she's being attacked by demons and why the balance is off. Along the way, we meet this kid named Loki, who gives me serious Yami Yugi vibes. He accompanies us on our quests, and that's where my interest in the story stops. Look, if you like the storytelling in Bayonetta, great, but for me, the story is better than the first game for sure, but it still has some of the issues that game had. The story is just not very coherent. I love the storyline of Bayonetta rescuing Jean from Inferno, but anything after that, I kinda just check out. All the characters from the first game make a return here. Of course, we have Bayonetta and Jean. Rhoda makes a return here running the shop, and of course he's a badass. And we have Enzo and Luca. I always liked how the characters interacted with each other, and this game is no exception. Very funny dialogue at times. So in terms of the gameplay, I know that I stated I thought Bayonetta 1 was damn near perfect, but Bayonetta 2 took those fighting mechanics and fine-tuned them. The fighting feels much faster and more fluid than the first game. Bayonetta is still rocking her same moves from the first title, you know, using a combination of punch and kicks to make those crazy combos, but she's also rocking some new moves. Of course, we still have her signature, Witch Time, but in this game, I feel it's a little bit more forgiving in its timing and leaves for a little room of error. Bayonetta now has this move called Umbra Climax, which essentially beefs up any weapon or move that you have for a short period of time. It is so satisfying to catch an enemy in Witch Time and trigger Umbra Climax. I would never get tired of that. Weapons also make a return here, and I actually found myself using more than just swords. I love the bow and arrow for range combat, and the whip you get after beating the Inferno boss is simply amazing. Definitely a step up from Bayonetta 1. Speaking on boss battles, if you think Bayonetta 1 was over the top, wait until you see Bayonetta 2. Right from the first chapter, this game lets you know that it's not playing around. There is so much going on during these fights. Explosions, things getting cut in half, fire, you name it. The standout boss fight for me was seeing Bayonetta fight one of her demons on the side of a building. One of the dopest fights I've seen in any video game. And also, all the Luma Sage fights. I really love the battle where you can see Bayonetta's demon and the Sage's angels fighting in the back, while you're fighting. That's so crazy. This game also features an online mode called Tag Climax, and I didn't really enjoy it. You pretty much are fighting a series of bosses while betting halos with another player online. It's there for people who want it. Visually speaking, this game looks so much better than the first. Bayonetta is rocking a new hairstyle, and it looks like other changes were made to her as well. I think the Bayonetta 2 look suits the character more, and I'm loving both Bayonetta and Jean's designs in this. I also love the cutscenes here. The action scenes are top notch and definitely action movie quality. Now looking back at this game, I was amazed that this level of detail was on a Wii U. Wow, and playing it now on the Switch at a smooth 60 FPS, it's just simply beautiful. The way the water looks when you trigger Witch Time, the background of New York City while you fight on a jet, all that is just simply stunning. Bayonetta 2 is a beautiful game. Not only did the game improve on everything from the first title, but also manages to add more things without overwhelming the player. The story is better than the first, but it's still a low point for me. There is also no more QuickTime events, so no more cheap deaths. The game is noticeably easier than Bayonetta 1, but as a result, makes the entire experience more enjoyable. This game is simply amazing. If you own a Nintendo Switch, this is a must-have for your collection. Alright guys, as always, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking some time out of your day to watch my reviews. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Down below, don't forget to leave me some feedback as well. I love reading your comments on Discord, my DMs on Instagram and Twitter, and also in the comment section down below. So I always take that feedback and try to improve these videos as we go forward. Well, next time we get together, we're going to be looking at Ori and the Blind Forest on the Xbox One, a game I've been meaning to look at for a very long time. So we're finally going to get it off of our backlog and review it on this channel. And guys, with that being said, have a wonderful night. Make sure you stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.